Attention.
Treehouse of Horror is a long-running Simpsons series in between it, and they're episodes that are scale. The one we're talking about today, as you could probably guess from the opening where I played that clip, is not it. Now, Not It is a parody of Stephen King's second longest book, It, which I read a couple months ago. It took me a while to read it. It's 1,150 something pages, or at least the copy I had of it was. It was a good read. Pennywise is the main villain, which it has been adapted into three movies. The 90s miniseries and then the two new ones. And upcoming next year we have the Welcome to Derry TV series. So I decided to take a look at the Treehouse of Horror episode, Not It. In this video, it's gonna have a couple chunks. I'm gonna do a full summary of the episode, how it was similar, what I liked, what I didn't like, and then the outro. Alright, time for the summary part. The episode starts in the 1980s town of Kingfield, a spoof of Derry, Maine from It. Young Barney Crumble becomes the first victim of a mysterious, terrifying clown named Crusto. Crusto is a demonic version of Krusty the Clown, which you should know who that is if you're a Simpsons fan. His brother, when he goes to put up a poster of missing posters for his brother, he gets jumped by some kids that are supposed to be Henry Bell's gangs, and he runs into the Losers Club, or their version of it, with all that, and mentions the clown. Together they face Crusto in a creepy underground showdown, and seemingly defeat him, but if you've read the book or seen the movies, you know that he shows up 27 years later. They make their pact to do it again to the movie, and then they do a little thing where they jump down, jump off the cliff and stuff, and comic book guy hooks up with Marge. And then we jump to the present, or 27 years later. Kingfield's peaceful days are over, Crusto is back, and kids are going missing again. Homer, or whatever he's called in this one, sees on the TV and calls everyone to get it back together. Comic book guy, now thin and successful, or no, not comic book guy. Comic book guy is married to Marge, but the relationship's a bit rocky. I guess unfortunately she believes he wrote the poem. Forgot to mention the poem. Poem was a key point in the book and movies. Ben writes a poem to Beverly out of love and never states it. In this one, comic book guy writes his name on it and gives it to her. They reunite all together at a bar, and then the terror starts again, and they have to go fight it. He kidnaps comic book guy and Marge's kids and takes them in. And then after he takes the kids, he makes them the main targets, so they have to go. So in classic horror fashion, they go down to greet him in the sewers of Kingfield, and Crusto plays on all their fears, turning into twisted forms, mocking their lives and forcing them to relive their worst moments. I forgot to mention that. In the first chunk of the movie, Crusto just goes over all their fears, and it's very quick. The friends stick together and beat him in a good old Simpsons-style beatdown, and they destroy the ending, or so they think. And then at the end, I really liked it. It was funny. It was the two aliens, and they're in the ship, and they're looking at different Stephen King novels, stating they bring up Cujo, Tommyknockers, Carrie, Christine. I love Stephen King. He's my favorite author, so I liked that moment personally. And then it was good. Alright, there's the summary done. Time to move on to the next part. Okay, so let's talk about how it compares to the movies and books. it is more loyal to the, well, in the book, it's every 27 years. In the 90s miniseries, it's every 30 years. And I forget what it is in the new movies. This one is clearly more faithful to the new movies, and it directly parodies those. And then, yeah, I like Krusty's design. That was pretty good. They did parody covers for It. There was like the parody of the poster or the book cover, depending on what copy of the book you have. Yeah, and then there's only 5 people in the show. In the movies and book, there are 7 kids, and those are all the differences I noticed. So I'm gonna talk about what I liked. It was like short, which I guess you could call it rushed, but I felt they paced it well. Because in the new ones, it's like 5 hours of stuff, and in this, it's just like 20-ish minutes. I liked Krusty's design. I think I've already stated that. I like the aspect of like a comic book guy just making the move after stealing the letter. A lot of good jokes, a lot of nods to Stephen King. I like the little gag at the end where it's like, should we send the crazy car, prom gone wrong, Tommy knockers? Yeah, it was similar. I think I've already stated that. More similar to it than the 90s miniseries. It was more similar to the new ones. I feel they placed all the roles good. I like the motive. Actually, the kids replace not the wife that's down there. So that's a good motive for them to go down there. They do that in both. That's neat. Yeah. That's what I liked about it. Alrighty. Thank you guys for watching. Sorry about the audio quality. I did this in multiple different takes, which I did my last video too. Comment down below what you thought about the episode Not It. It's in season 24, I believe. Thank you for watching, and roll credits.